tell us a little bit more about how you help gyms, the consulting side of things.
So a lot of martial arts studios, the gym owners grew up like we did, most of us did, back in the day with the stigma of the word McDojo being around.
Okay.
And so up to this point, my goal, up to this point, McDojo has really basically meant a studio that makes money.
Okay.
That's like, no matter how you cut it, that's how people always kind of describe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a belt factory. Oh, you just buy a belt. Oh, they charge too much. Oh, they do contracts. Most of that is like, who gives a shit? Like, am I allowed to cuss on the podcast?
Oh, yes, you can. Go.
Okay,
Go to town.
Cool. Yeah. So, sorry, that's just more like my personality.
No, that's it. Go.
Shit. Like, because they do contracts and you don't. Who cares if they charge more than you do, right? Like, if they have 250 students and you have 50, rather than pointing a finger at them, you should be looking at what they're doing right. Mm-hmm. Now, who cares if their 250 students suck? If they're not lying to them, they're being open and honest with them, they're making sure that they're giving the best instruction that they can, even if it's better than them, which, by the way, is subjective. I mean, the whole thing is all about, are you doing enough for your students? And if you're only reaching 50 students and those 50 students are great, you could reach another 150 if you actually gave a damn about the other side of things. So I always try to suggest, as a martial arts school owner, we spend years, decades of our lives with a martial arts instructor. And we call that our professor, our sifu, our sensei, right? We call them that. We give them that respect, and we're with them for years. But then when we open up a business, we go, you know what? I spent all this time learning all these techniques on the mat. I wing it when it comes to business. I'll just figure it out on my own. And that's like a great way to fail, is because you need a mentor in that too. Somebody who will guide you and show you, hey, man, just because you're doing really, really well on the mat, it doesn't mean that people will buy it. You have to. It's a technique. You have to work on that. And if you have the best interests of your student in mind, then you selling them on your product is a good thing. Yeah. You know. And so I think that that's where a lot of martial arts studios fail, is they think that making money is a bad thing. Look, as soon as you opened up a business, you made the decision that you were going to make money. So that means you have an obligation to have clean mats. Well, that costs money. Not free to do that, right? You have to have somebody to answer your phones, because if you don't, then you're going to be losing potential students, or you're going to be giving up the time on the mat, right? You're going to need to put an advertisement. You're going to need to find out what your retention numbers are, what your leads are, what you're going to do whenever things like this happen. Yeah. Are you prepared for COVID? Were you prepared? Because to me, this right here happens every year. People just don't pay attention to it. Not the COVID thing, but your retention rate drops off a cliff, usually around summertime, because everybody's getting ready for summer vacation. Kids are out of school. So they leave martial arts studios to save more money to go on trips. Happens as well in December. November, December, people dip off because they're trying to save money for Christmas.
Thanksgiving through Christmas, that time.
Exactly. So if martial arts school owners weren't already prepared for something like this, then they were already kind of going to be doomed anyway. And so that's the kind of stuff I try to help them with.